Well, greetings folks, and hello. I know it's been a while since the last update again. Probably gonna try to have, say, an update once a month or so, or whenever something major happens. Since the last update, a few things have changed, but I've mostly been running into problems, and that's one of the reasons that I'm actually making this update, is because I'm hoping that someone can help me. I'm not even sure how to explain my problems here, so I'm just going to show you guys some of the issues that I'm having, and hope that someone in the comments can help me. Otherwise, I do have there's a forum, the RPG Maker forums. I might be able to make a topic on there and ask for help, but it'll be easier just for me to make a video here and hope that somebody knows what to do. The biggest thing I'm going to show you is I've changed the battle system again. I think in one of the very first videos I recorded, I told you guys that first I wanted a Chrono Trigger styled battle system, and I've got it. I don't think it's going to have any of like the dual techs or the enemies walking around in combat, but the combat will be on the map, which is pretty awesome in my opinion, because it means I can put even more detail into the maps and do fun things with battles and combat. But I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. You've seen the security room seen in the last video. There's multiple problems and things that I've ran into since I decided to change the battle system. And if I don't get them sorted out, I'll have to scrap the battle system and go back to the side view, but I really want this to work out. So, you'll also notice the window's different. Don't worry about it. The text isn't lined up. I'll fix all that later. I've been working on some other stuff too. But this is the combat system. This is the part that is awesome, I think, and that I want to keep. So yes, you see the enemy right there. That's the AI floating around in its little floating robot thing. And whenever combat starts, it starts right on the map. We don't go to some abstract battle screen or anything like that. We do the combat right here. So yeah, this is what it'll look like. Except hopefully I'll have special attacks whenever this is all done. Custom animations for the weapons and everything. It'll hopefully be a whole lot flashier than this, but that's the general idea. Combat takes place right there, and it'll make things a lot more interesting, I hope. And you won't constantly be jumping in and out of the map and into some, imaginary battle place. It'll all take place, what you see is what you get, like Chrono Trigger, which I really liked. So here's my problem. I'm using Victor Saint's map turn battle, and as you notice, after combat, whenever I try to regroup my followers, they run to the very beginning of the map. If I walk around, they return to me, but that is extremely weird. I'm hoping that Victor will be able to fix that, but if he can't fix that, that's probably going to be the thing that makes me scrap using that system, because I want to use it like that, but if it doesn't work with a cutscene, because the biggest problem is the cutscene plays, and then the actors move up here, and then they move into battle, and then after the battle, they go all the way back to where the cutscene began. And I don't know how to avoid that. So that's one thing I'm looking to hopefully change. I just don't know how. The other problem I'm having is this. And I have no idea how to fix this. So, everything that I am designing right now, every cutscene that I'm designing, is based on the party being aligned like this, with Norrin, Emma, and Dennis out front. However, if I change their formation at all, and we enter the cutscene, the entire scene is screwed up. The entire scene. Norrin won't move into the right place. Emma takes over, moving where Norrin was. This is a big problem that I'm having, because I have no idea how to get around this. That's my problem. I mean, I could always make it so that the player cannot change the formation of the team, but then what do I do in the future whenever I allow the player to choose their own teammates? Do you kind of see what I'm getting at? I have no idea how to set this up. So yeah, they'll continue on. I want to see how this plays out. Emma will move up there now. Dennis goes there. Norrin is nowhere to be found. Combat starts. And finally, Norrin runs up and takes the third position. Because that's where he was in the formation, I guess. It's completely frustrating. Because, I mean, everything I had set up is obviously not going to work. And that problem right there with people not being in the right place for the cutscene and the cutscene not working, I have no idea how to fix it. This is how my event is currently set up. Again, I don't even know if showing you guys this helps, because so far I haven't had anyone say they know what they're doing with RPG Maker. Everyone in the comments are just commenters. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's anyone who actually knows what they're doing. I was hoping that some of you would know and might be able to help me with this, but so far I am not feeling too confident about this. My confidence in the game has just completely died because I don't know how to fix any of this. Yeah. And it may just be because of the battle system I'm using. Again, I don't know. I don't even know how to really explain my problem. I'm hoping that someone there can see what's going on and know what the problem is without me having to explain it any better than I have here. Whenever I was first setting events up, I had them all set up with, or whenever I was first setting cutscenes up, I had all of the characters represented by events. So, like, whenever you would originally walk into the security room here, Emma would be represented by this, Dennis would be represented by this, and I planned to have Norrin represented by another event. Unfortunately, I can't do that with the map turn battle system because I have to actually have the team visible, which, if you notice, I turned this on right here. I said I didn't want to use this. The caterpillar system, where you can see your teammates, I had to turn that on so that the map battle would work. But in the process of turning that on so that the map battle would work, I've had to completely redesign all of the cutscenes that I wanted to use because events no longer function the same way. It's a huge problem, and again, I don't know if what I'm saying actually makes any sense. I don't know if it's actually explaining my problem so that anyone out there will know what I'm talking about, but it's a fairly big deal, and I don't know any way around it. I could scrap it all and go back to the side view battle system, but again, even if I go back to the side view battle system, I'm still going to have problems if the player decides they want to change formation. I think. I'm not sure how to handle this. It's a fairly big problem, and it has completely stalled any progress on setting anything up, because I don't want to go through the hassle of designing a whole bunch more cutscenes if I'm just going to have to scrap all of this eventing and start it over, because this is a lot to do, in my opinion. It's not as easy as just sitting there and saying, okay, move them here. I mean, it takes a little bit of testing to make sure that they're moving correctly, to make sure the timing is right and everything like that. And quite frankly, I don't want to have to redesign the same cutscene 15 times just because I'm changing scripts and everything. The scripts that I'm using, if this helps anybody out there, I'm using Victor's engine, his basic module, his animated battlers, his actors battlers, and the map turn battle, which is the Chrono Trigger styled map battle system there. The followers control, and the followers control I have to use because that moves the actors from the caterpillar, like the followers that are following the player, that allows you to move them through the cutscene instead of having to place an event and move that along as well. So instead of having the Emma event and then moving it along and then hiding it and erasing it, I can just move the actor from the caterpillar along as well. Fun times, right? This is so much fun. It is fun, but again, I'm kind of getting frustrated with it because I don't know how to fix this. And I'm just worried that I'm going to have to scrap absolutely everything. Well, not the maps and everything, but the battle system, the events, have to re-script them, and it's not something that I'm looking forward to doing. So if anyone knows, if anyone has any ideas or any suggestions, and if you actually know what you're talking about, I would really appreciate the help with it. And again, I guess I could always try to go to the forums, but how do you even begin to describe this in text? How do you even say what the problem is? I don't know. Let's see what else is going on. Changed a few things on the map here. And let me show you... Let's see, is this enabled? Here, let me just switch that to action button. And this is what I'm talking about with the battle system. This is kind of why I want it, instead of the way I had battle set up. So we can be moving around, and you can see the enemies moving there. They'll run around and do their thing, and you can sneak by them. However, if you go to the wrong tile, you'll trigger combat, or if you bump into the enemies, you'll trigger combat wherever they are, and then you can go ahead and fight them. I absolutely adore this combat system, but it's causing me more problems than it may be worth, because I don't know how to handle it in cutscenes and everything. But I think it's a lot more fun than the side view battle. But yeah, I don't know any way around that. So there's that. And really, I think that's all that I'm going to cover in this video. It's going to be, it's a really small update video. Oh yeah, wait. Another thing that I'm doing, I'm still testing out the visual look for the maps, and one of the things that I am testing out is the front walls. You can see it right here. At the very bottom of the map, I'm thinking about having it be a cutaway, so that there's not a wall here that blocks a huge section of the bottom of the map, and it'll just cut away here and fade off down below, instead of having a wall there that you walk behind. However, on the top of the map, you'll still be able to walk behind things, which I think is... It may be a better visual style, but at the same time, I'm not entirely sure. I like it, but it may have problems. Like down here, you can see this. In the previous maps, there was a wall here that blocked off a lot of this and made it look kind of weird. But now you can see the entire map, which will also improve some things in some sections. Like, let's see, what else does that change? The cryo rooms. Okay, the cryo rooms won't be cut away. Rooms inside of rooms will have the wall. So like this room, since it's a main hallway, will have the cutaway. And instead of only being able to see like 3 tiles here now, you'll be able to see the entire hallway, which will make visibility a lot better. But as soon as you enter into a room, you'll have a wall here, which will hopefully kind of make the room feel a little bit more claustrophobic. And I can still do neat things on the front of the wall, like add pipes and add overgrowth and things like that. But yeah, changed this corner room. I don't know if you guys remember this room. It changed the look of it. Got more cryo rooms there, just expanding things out. So instead of having a huge wall there on the bottom that you can hide behind, it's now got a drop-off, I guess. Same thing in this room. There was originally a huge wall here that came up to like right here. So it covered a huge section of the bottom of the map. But now you can see pretty much everything. And I think, again, I think it looks a little bit better. More visibility isn't really a bad thing, is it? But, again, I am asking for your guys' opinion, because it does matter. You guys are going to be the ones playing this, even though I'm making it. It does matter to me. So yeah, this is the new lift area. I decided to cut off the bottom of that instead of having huge walls down there. Now it drops away. which again, I think it looks better. It makes the room smaller, but it didn't need to be as big as it was before, and you've got the lift there. What else have I changed? I don't think I've really made any more changes just yet to really anything else, because again, I've been having huge problems with the scripting, and I don't want to waste a whole bunch of time setting up cutscenes and things if they're just going to have to be reset up. So if anyone has any suggestions on what I can do to fix that, because the player is going to be changing formation. People are going to be swapped in and out, and it's going to break cutscenes, it looks like. I have no idea how to fix that. That's a huge, huge problem that I was worried about whenever I started doing this. I was hoping that I would stumble across a solution, but I haven't yet, and I'm kind of stumped at it. I could always, remove choice from the player and say, okay, the player can no longer change formation. The player is no longer allowed to choose who is in their party, but I don't want to do that. There's going to be about 6 main characters in this game, and I really want the player to be able to choose who is in their party. I want them to be able to make their party of 4, but I can't give the player that much choice if it's going to break every cutscene that I design. So I guess that's the update for now. It is not a good update. It's got some good news in it. Again, the battle system is awesome. The maps, I think, are starting to look a little bit better, but everything else is just falling apart. The more I add, the more it seems to break, and that is completely horrible news.